Welcome to Freshly Recapped. Today, I'm going to recap the Indonesian horror movie, May the Devil Take You. Enjoy the video and watch out for the spoilers ahead. As the movie begins, Lesmana, a wealthy businessman, brings a demonic priestess into his home and takes her into the basement. There, she sets up her demonic ritual with a goat's head, and asks him for his wife's hair and some cash in return for his wish. As a part of the ritual, she swallows his wife's hairs and offers him her own to swallow. As he gets down on his knees and offers the soul of his wife, Atana, along with the souls of all his family, including his own, to the devil for the wealth in his life. He does not know it yet. Soon thereafter, Lesmana magically begins to grow his wealth, and becomes fabulously wealthy in the real estate business. As the years pass, though he achieves commercial success, he is always surrounded by personal tragedies. His first wife, Astana, commits suicide. And he marries again to Lakshmi, a film actress, with 2 children of her own. As much as a meteoric rise it was, his fall is even more sudden, as he begins to lose his wealth and files for bankruptcy. Now, he is in the hospital plagued by a mysterious disease that is rotting his skin and eating him alive. We see Alfie, Lesmana's daughter from the first wife, riding in the metro as a man harasses her. Soon, we discover she has stolen her harasser's purse as she keeps the money and throws it away. Riding the metro, she gets a call from the hospital about her father. When she reaches there, she sees her siblings, Maya, Ruben, and his girlfriend Lily are also there. The nurse tells her father's organs have begun to fail and he is now in a critical condition. As they discuss about their father, Maya tells her their mother Lakshmi is planning to visit his old villa to find any remaining assets there before others find out and take it, and as the villa is in her name she should know. Now alone with her father, as she gets crying mad at him for leaving her and her mother and marrying another woman when he started to become rich, the lights in the room go out. We see Lesmana is possessed with the same demonic priestess. As he goes after Alfie, the lights come back on. Now back to his self, he attacks Lily and pukes all over her, drowning her in his blood vomit. Back in her room by herself, Alfie dreams about her mother being taken away by a demon as she screams in vain. She finds the key to what is now her own villa, and takes a bus ride there the next day. Arriving at the old villa, childhood memories begin to come back to her. She finds her old piano and begins to play it as she sees her mother right beside her. While she goes upstairs, we see inside the fireplace a bunch of dolls hanging by the hair. As she explores the house, she finds the door to the basement has been nailed shut, and there are warnings on the door. Seeing a girl running around the house, she follows her and finds out it is her younger sister, Nara, who is there with her mother Lakshmi and other siblings. As they fight over the decision to sell the villa to pay for medical bills, Alfie reminds her stepmother Lakshmi that her real mother was with him when her father had nothing. Lakshmi lashes at her for her prudence, but she walks away. Later, Maya asks Ruben to open the door to the basement, telling him they are looking for any safe deposit boxes or anything of value they can take with them tomorrow. As he is breaking the lock, we see Alfie in some other room discover a picture of herself along with some rotting corpses of some animals on the desk. Just then, Ruben manages to break the lock. As he slides the door open, we see something come out from under the basement and enter into Nara's body. Meanwhile in the hospital, some demon force enters his room through the windows and chokes Lesmana to death as he struggles to get rid of bales of hairs tightening around his neck. Back in the villa, Lakshmi asks Ruben to go down into the dark basement and check the place. But Alfie stops him and warns him about the house. As Lakshmi argues with Alfie, something comes up from the basement and takes Lakshmi away, dragging her down the steps of the basement. Maya decides to go after her mom, but her mom soon comes out from the basement looking for her and starts attacking her. Alfie steps up and comes to the rescue and smashes a hammer into Lakshmi's brains. But we see she is still alive, as her body is taken over by a demon inside who climbs the wall backwards and reminds them, there is a price for fortune, and it shall be paid with souls. As Lakshmi, now possessed by demon, runs away into the forest outside, everyone is shocked. Later, while dressing Maya's injuries, Nara walks in with a cursed doll. Maya asks her to throw it away. Alfie, worried about Maya's wound, decides to take her to the nearby village for further treatment. On their way, they see Lakshmi scavenging for dead animals outside. Maya, after finding a diary inside Alfie's bag with the pictures of whole family, runs away, afraid for her life, as Alfie calls out her name. Back in the house, Alfie promises Ruben to look for Maya in the morning as soon as the first light is out. Alfie and Ruben begin to dig deeper into the diary and pictures she had found earlier. There are some emblems and symbols that were also scribbled on the door of the basement. Alfie thinks his father, during last year, as he was spending too much time in this house, was trying to contain something in the basement. That's why he put a lock on the door and nailed it shut. Going down the rabbit hole, they find there are these dark priestesses, who act like the concubines of the devil, collecting souls for him, until the doomsday comes. And they possess the power to do supernatural things. Alfie figures his father messed around with these dark priestess. That's why he became so rich so quickly and then became bankrupt all of a sudden. That would explain why he spent so much time here last year. When Reuben asks her what if the dark priestess is still in the basement. Later in the night, Lakshmi finds and attacks Maya in the forest. Defending for her life, Maya manages to save herself by hitting her mother with her flashlight until she is dead. Back in the house, Dark Priestess comes after Nara when she is sleeping in her bed. But Alfie and Reuben hear her shout and come to her help. As Dark Priestess pulls her away down the hell, Alfie pulls her back and manages to save Nara, but not before she is scratched on her hand by her nails. She has flashback of her mother's death and realizes it was caused by Lesmana's deal with the devil. Now back in the house, Maya begins to see and hear supernatural things around her and comes to realize she is the one who is possessed now. She goes to the basement and finds the cursed dolls made for the entire family, waiting for her. There, while she is completely breaking down for murdering her mother, the devil makes a deal for her life, and asks her to kneel before him and become one of his messengers. Sometime later, as they all sit together in a room, Alfie shows Reuben her hand and the hands of Nara and tells him the woman they saw earlier was inside her mother when she died, and also inside his mother when she ran away. It's the same woman who is responsible for all this. She begs him to leave immediately. But Maya stops them and tells them he will not let them leave. When Reuben asks her who she is talking about, she begins to laugh hysterically and asks him to say his name. As she shakes wildly, she is taken over by the devil himself. Soon, we see that the devil himself arrives at the door. Reuben goes after Maya to find her. When he finds her, she tells him he only wants Alfie and Nara, and not them. She tells him now their mother is at his feet and he can join her too, by offering Alfie and Nara. Reuben asks her to wake up. But she takes his cursed doll. As she breaks the arm of his cursed doll, his arm breaks too. She breaks his leg and his head. She then goes after Nara and Alfie, as she makes her bounce on the floor and tortures her with her cursed doll. Sometime later, we find Alfie is in the middle of her visions. While in the basement she sees his father with the dark priestess. When she asks him for the hair of Alfie as a part of the deal, he refuses. She reminds him he has still not paid his earlier dues. Lesmana picks up the knife and stabs her in the chest as she falls on the floor. Furious, not before she dies, the dark priestess takes his hair and swallows it, cursing him to lose all he has, along with his own flesh and blood. Lesmana kills her and buries her in the basement. Back in reality, Alfie realizes she is not alone. There is the dark priestess there too. As Maya goes after her with her cursed doll, Alfie distracts her and steals hers from her neck and throws it in the fire, burning Maya alive. But she finds the dark priestess is still alive as she locks her in the basement. Locked inside, she figures the only way to end the curse is to find the body of the priest where her father buried and takes his hair out from inside her. As she burns his hair in the fire, she checks the marks on her hands and finds they are still there. Just then, the dark priestess appears behind her and drags her down into her grave. Later she is pulled out by Nara from the grave, as she smiles to the camera. They walk out as an eerie music plays in the background. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for more of these videos in future. Thanks for watching.